Hello, everyone. It's Mr. Kissinger at the Citizenship Academy in Syracuse, New York, and this is 5th grade math, Module 4, Lesson 24. Today we're going to solve word problems using fraction and decimal multiplication. So we're going to be drawing some pictures to help us solve those problems, and we're going to be working through a few word problems together. So let's look at number 1 here. It says a vial containing 20 milliliters of medicine. A vial contains 20 milliliters of medicine, and each dose is 1/8 of the vial. How many milliliters is in each dose? Express your answer as a decimal. So I'm going to start by writing RDW on the side of my paper here, because I'm going to use read, draw, write. And first I'm going to go through as I read. I'm going to circle my numbers. A vial contains 20 milliliters of medicine. Each dose is 1/8 of the vial. And then how many milliliters is each dose? And then it wants us to express our answer as a decimal. So I'm going to draw a tape diagram here. This is going to represent the whole vial of medicine. And the whole thing is 20 milliliters. And it says each dose is 1/8 of the vial. So I'm going to split my vial into eighths. And each one of these little squares is going to represent one dose. And I'm looking to find out how much one dose is. That's 1/8 of 20 milliliters. All right, so how are we going to get started here? We need to do 20. I'm going to make 20 into a decimal, make it 20 over 1 times 1 over 8. That's going to give us 20/8. So we know each one of those, each one is going to be 28 milliliters for each dose. But it asks us to express that in a decimal. So how are we going to turn 28 into a decimal? Well, I'm going to reduce 28 to 10/4. And then I need to get my fraction to I need to find an equivalent fraction where my denominator is a multiple of 10. So 10 or 100 or 1,000. And I can multiply 4. I can't multiply 4 and get to 10 by multiplying by a whole number, but I can multiply by 25 and get to 100. So I'm going to go 10/4 times 25/25. So I'm multiplying by 1, so I'm not changing the value of this 10/4. I'm just finding an equivalent fraction with 100 in the denominator. So 4 times 25 is 100, and then 10 times 25 is 250. So I'll have 250 hundredths. I can simplify 250 hundredths, and I can get 25 tenths. And 25 tenths equals 2 and 5/10. And that will be in milliliters. So now I need to write my answer in a sentence form. It says, how many milliliters is each dose? Each dose is 2.5 milliliters. All right, let's move on to our next one. container holds 7/10 liters of oil and vinegar. 3/4 of the mixture is vinegar. How many liters of vinegar are in the container? Express your answer as both a fraction and a decimal. So we have 0.7 liters of oil and vinegar. I'm going to do my RDW right over here. Circle my numbers. And this whole thing here is 0.7, 0.7 liters. 3/4 of the container. So I have fourths here now. And I have 3/4 of it is vinegar. And this is going to be 3/4 of 0.7 or 7/10. And that of just means times. So, how many liters of vinegar in the container? We do 3/4 times 7/10. We're going to get 21/40. And I'm going to write that as a fraction now. 21/40 liters. And then let's turn this into a decimal. So we have 21/40. What can I multiply by to make that a multiple of 10? So can I multiply 40 by something to get to 100? Not a whole number. Can I multiply 40 by something to get to 1,000? Well, I could multiply 40 by 25. And I can multiply 21 by 25. If you multiply by 25/25, that'll keep the fraction the same value. It'll just end up having 1,000 in the denominator instead. So we need to multiply 21 times 25. I'm going to do that over here. A little area where I have some blank space. So we have 1 times 5 is 5. 2 times 5 is 10. Bring down a 0. 1 times 2 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. Add those together. We're going to end up with 525. So we have 525 thousandths. And that's going to look like this. 0.525 liters of vinegar are in the container. All right. So I'm going to stop right there for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you next time.